Okay, let's start with an introduction to DeepBrain Chain and what you guys do.
DeepBrain Chain, we are trying to address a market we call the decentralized AI cloud. So I think everybody is familiar with the traditional cloud like AWS, Google Cloud. But now with the emerging of AI, there's a big need of AI computing power, especially GPU computing power. But we use blockchain we try to use blockchain to connect all the computing power around the world. So basically form a decentralized AI cloud network. So people can share their computing power and also rent their computing power for on-demand needs.
So could you tell us a bit more about this kind of AI role and how that works and fits into the process?
Yeah. So essentially AI is emerging as a mega trend, as we all know. Next 15, 20 years, there will be a lot of AI needs. I just quoted some data from OpenAI. They're saying since 2012 to now, AI computing power has increased 300,000 times. So basically double every 3.5 months. But we all know it's still in very early stage. So as more and more companies develop AI applications, they will need AI computing power, they will need data, they will need AI models. Those are the three essential components to do AI. But today, if you want to buy computing power, it's very expensive. And you have to buy the hardware, AI servers with GPUs, and you have to install the software, because the software is also emerging very quickly. And then only after that, you can build your applications. So what we believe is that we can provide a value proposition is to help people to get the hardware and software from the DeepBrain Chain network. It's like a truly cloud-based computing, and you can just use it to develop the applications. The other one is very important is because we're a blockchain company, we have this token economy, so we have mining rewards for people who provide computing power. So they get most of their computing power expenses covered by mining. So they only charge our customers probably around 30% of the cost. So you got a 70% price tag reduction. So that provides a very good incentive for people to first offer their computing power, and also second to utilize the much cheaper and available AI computing power, especially for smaller companies.
So one of your big announcements recently is the activation of your Skynet project. Could you go into a bit more detail?
Yeah. So we recently announced the Skynet. There is another contact. We also did a pre-sale of our AI mining machines starting in May. So we got almost $200 million of pre-order for our own AI mining machines. So clearly there's a huge demand. Right now, getting our AI machines almost like a lottery, because we did not want to sell that many, because we want to protect the interest of our own miners. So we don't want to flood the market with so many GPU machines, and then especially in a not so great market right now, right? We want to make sure we maintain the returns of the early adopters and provide enough incentive. So those miners, buyers of our AI mining machines, they will be having the first rights to do the mining and get the returns. Then a few months later, the people who join our Skynet, the first round of participants, then they will join our DeepBrain Chain network to begin to mine tokens. Right? So all those efforts try to make sure we have more connected computing power through the world. Right now from Skynet, we got quite some interest from actually all globe. From people who has GPU computing power already, they want to participate, they want to get the token incentives, and they want to also rent out their AI computing power for other people who want to use. And this is actually a good example, even for large companies who can afford to buy let's say a $1 to $2 million AI cluster server with 128 GPUs, right, or maybe a little less. So when I'm busy, I wish I have 3 of those, right? When I'm not busy, half of my AI server is idling. I only use half of those. So the other half is still consuming electricity and wasting money. So by connecting all the computing power together, we are essentially like, same concept like Uber, right? We have better utilization of the resources, and the people can really juggle around and leverage the resources better.
So in terms of your ambitions for the next 6 months or so, what do you have in mind for the Skynet project and DeepBrain Chain?
The next 3 months, next 6 months is going to be very exciting. So in 3 months, we're going to have our mainnet live end of October. Our first version of the mainnet will be live. So that means we have the blockchain build, we will have the token exchange build, and we'll have the AI capabilities for training. So people already, our testnet is being released right now, actually. So people already can get to our testnet to issue AI training tasks and get the results back from a remote server. They don't even know where it is. But I don't need to buy GPUs anymore. It's somewhere in DeepBrain Chain, in the cloud or in the fog, right? I can get the results back. So that's and I don't need to worry about the software, right? It's already built in, so I can just issue a command and then get the results back. So once we have the mainnet up and running, have more AI functionalities, we hope in 6 months time frame, we can have thousands, if not tens of thousands GPU already connect to our network. We already have customers who not only can leverage us as a platform, but also develop applications they can sell to their customers as well. Of course, at a much lower price and at a much faster time to market.
Okay, great. And so just finally, we're obviously at Blockchain Expo Europe. Are there any kind of trends or discussions you've had that are quite surprising for you so far, or is it all kind of as expected?
I think that the common debate right now, one of them is the blockchain works like tokens, right? We all know from Bitcoin, blockchain, token are together. The joke is, I heard from one of my friends saying, hey, if you only have blockchain but not token, it's almost like having a girlfriend but they cannot touch hands, right? I think the analogy is not that great, but the point is right, because a lot of the token incentive is the one actually making Ethereum or Bitcoin work. And same thing for a lot of the companies. So we're providing token. It's really not trying to really appreciate the price of the token. That's not our only and the first goal. The goal is really try to have the token as a exchange in our ecosystem. Use token as the incentive to have the distributed AI cloud ecosystem built out, so people can participate, right? If they don't participate, they don't have incentive, they will not contribute their AI computing power. They're not going to be contributing their time to do the data cleansing or data labeling or annotation. They want to develop AI models if they only just sell them for free or somebody just grab it, right? If they can get token rewards back and pay per use level, then you will encourage more people to participate, and then other people can utilize all those available resources to develop AI applications much faster.
Fantastic. Well, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.